This is a Jermyn Street Theatre audio introduction for A Slow Fire by Simon Stevens, directed by Rex Ryan. It runs from the 20th of August to the 26th of September 2026 at Jermyn Street Theatre, an intimate basement theatre seating around 70 people. This introduction is intended to give vision-impaired theatregoers an advanced description of the set, the characters, their costumes, and other visual elements before coming to see the play. It may contain some minor spoilers. The play lasts approximately 2 hours and 15 minutes, including a 15-minute interval between Acts 1 and 2 at around the hour mark. The overview on the Jermyn Street website begins with the quote, "The hope is what matters." Synopsis: years after the apocalypse, Ashton and Reese survive in a bunker on the edge of an imaginary city. Searching for hope, they spend their days acting out stories from the before times. When a stranger appears, is he here to save them? Or is he telling a tale too good to be true? The staggering new play from Tony and Olivier Award-winning Simon Stevens is part thriller, part excavation of the soul. Rex Ryan directs this UK premiere. The set. The stage is set as the interior of a bunker, with grey metal walls tarnished with brown and streaked with lines of water damage, clumps of rusty brown slime gathering at the joints and edges. It is dominated by a large roller shutter on the centre left of the back wall, with a chain for raising it hanging on its right side. At the foot of the shutter on either side is 2 rows of 4 candles, lit in small food tins. To the shutter's right, there is a high grille-covered slot window, then the wall angles back to a plate metal door. Bolted shut for most of the play, this is the exterior door to the bunker. Before the play and during the interval, it serves as the door to the toilets, which are inaccessible while the play is running. To the right of the door, which is stage left, beneath the stairs down from the theatre entrance, there lies a crude bed of mat, sleeping bag and pillow, where sleeps the character Reese. At the foot of this bed is a cluster of gear, LED lamps in a tangle of cables, a baby blue suitcase record player and a 12-inch record. To the left of the shutter, there is a small covered portal window. Then a shelf is mounted in the corner, an oil lamp and some books atop it. A cooking hot plate, 2 army-style mess tins, a large plastic bottle of water, and 2 sacks of rice sit on the floor beneath it. In the left wall is a doorway, with no door, cut with circular edges into the bulkhead. This leads to the character Ashton's unseen sleeping space. Centre stage sits a small square wooden table, a black office swivel chair behind it, draped with a fleece grey blanket, and, on either side, a small square stool. Atop the table is a vase of fake red tulips, a pack of wet wipes, and a tin of food. The set remains largely the same throughout the play, and all action takes place, at least physically, within this bunker setting. During transitions, the furniture is shuffled about somewhat, for example when the 2 stools are placed together before the shutter as a bench. But this conveys more the passing of time than any change of location. There are various clothing items scattered about the floor, a white shirt, some trousers, a pea coat, etc. The lighting. The food tin candles along the back wall are the only light at the play's start, casting the characters in silhouette, until the light begins to fade up to find them spot-lit in harsh light at the table, which then strobes and flickers like a fluorescent bulb with a bad starter, before settling into a normal interior lighting. This effect is common to the transition between most scenes, marked by a loud sound effect like blowing wind, where we often see the characters shuffling furniture or changing clothes by the dim light of the candles. The candles are gone for the second half, and the transitions are darker, featuring more strobe-like flickering. Some weak light spills through the grille-covered slot windows and about the portal window's edge. At first, this light is akin to normal daylight, but as the play progresses, it becomes both hotter and more intense. By 12 minutes, it is distinctly orange in colour. By 42 minutes, with the dramatic arrival of the third character, Mary, the light is a bright red and also glowing through the open doors, accompanied by billowing smoke. In the second half, even through normal scene lighting, which is somewhat harsher than the first half, the red continues to glow through the window slits until, towards the end of the play at 1 hour 43, it is so intense as to glow menacingly red through the slats of the roller shutter. From this point, it fades back to orange, then eventually at the play's end, it has returned to normal daylight again. The characters. Ashton, who is present from the start of the play, is played by Ross Gaynor, a tall, slim white man in his mid-30s with hazel eyes, medium-length dark brown hair and short beard. Ashton wears a worn, ragtag assortment of garments, a cream-knitted jumper, the sleeves of which he often pulls down over his hands, and jeans. After a few minutes, he will pull on a dirty old pea coat. He spends much of the play huddled in the grey fleece blanket, sometimes with it pulled tightly about his head. Ashton has a set of rolled-up maps, which at 7 minutes he works on, sat at the table, drawing with a protractor and compass on a writing pad. After a transition at 24 minutes, in dim light, stripped to the waist, he will do an exercise routine. Soon afterwards, in the next scene, he will take ill with black circles about his eyes. Wearing dark pyjamas and wrapped in the blanket, he staggers about the stage, hunched and coughing into a rag. He will change back for the next scene. His expression is often caught in a wincing smile or an incredulous manner. With Rhys, he will act out certain moments from their memories and therefore will alter his demeanour to suit the character, becoming, for example, a child at 1 hour 40 minutes, sat on a stool with his legs pulled up to his chin. He regards the character Presley with varying levels of distress. Rhys, also present from start to finish, is played by Ian Toner, a tall, broad, white man in his mid-30s with green eyes, long dark blonde hair and beard. Rhys's clothes are also well worn and look like they have been scavenged from various places in the years since he has been living in the lockup. He wears a blue shirt and black combat trousers with beat-up hiking shoes. At 9 minutes, he dons a dirty black fleece jacket and later still emerges from the exterior door wearing a black beanie hat and grey fingerless gloves. He has a digital watch that he frequently displays. In the second half, he acquires a bright red scarf. Rhys occasionally strips to the waist and washes himself with the wet wipes. He is more upbeat than Ashton, with an easier smile. Like Ashton, he will acquire other characters and demeanours for acting out the moments. For example, at 34 minutes, when he will become a suave and confident faculty type, or at 48 minutes, when he is spot-lit, swaddled in the blankets, and laid back almost horizontal in the office chair, gasping as the mother. At 1 hour 41 minutes, he will fly into a rage, throwing the vase of flowers and pounding a sack of rice with his fist. At 18 minutes, Ashton and Rhys will dance together in a shuffling close manner, with affected comedy turns. The next character to enter at 42 minutes, for one scene only, is Mary, played by Holly Demain, a slim woman of average height with pale white skin and long, messy brunette hair, worn loose and dripping wet. Ashton opens the exterior door to Mary, who enters the bunker lit in red and surrounded by smoke, wearing a large, oversized, dirty beige raincoat zipped to the top over dirty, cut-off grey leggings. Ashton cowers on the floor in horror, and she looms over him, contorting her arms and gesticulating with her hands, pulling at her hair, then collapsing onto all fours like a dog before disappearing in the next transition. The final character, Presley, appears at 56 minutes, shortly before the interval. He is played by Fionn O'Lingsha, a white man in his late 30s of average height and build, unshaven with blue eyes and greying shortish brown hair. Presley wears a shabby, dirty overcoat with a gilet underneath, light jumper and shirt underneath that, woolly hat and fingerless gloves. His entrance is extremely intense as he is holding a revolver pistol in his hand, pointed at the others, who he finds eating from the mess tins. He has pork wrapped in foil that he later cooks on the hot plate. He also brings with him a generator, a large black metal box with a crank handle that he turns to power the record player. At the sound of the music, all three men enter a swaying, transfixed sort of dance. For any other information, including access needs, please call the administration line on 020 7287 2875 and ask to speak to Penny Horner. We look forward to seeing you at the performance.